So the ladies' room is the one that always, you have to turn the lights off every night 3 times. Like every single night you close. You'll turn them off, they come back on your final check, you have to turn them off again. So they make you do a final check. It's always in 3s. Now mind you, the building we work in is over 100 years old. All right, so knowing that about the place, we were a subject of a magazine article during the opening week. And in that article, we had a bunch of photos taken, and the editor sent the photos back to us with a bunch of strange anomalies. And that's kind of how we reached out to the group that we deal with. Now, up until that point, things happened at the restaurant, but we really didn't think much about it because broken glasses are something we deal with every day. The placement of the broken glasses is kind of the funny thing about it. But also the fact that lights turn on and off in the restaurant, certain things like tea filters fly out of the machine when there's no people around. The staff here tend to hear their names whispered, things like that. Customers have actually heard their names whispered. People report to see shadow figures, things like that. Anytime we have a new staff member start, that's when you'll, what was that? Or who was that? That kind of thing. But a lot of, the most common thing is people hearing their names, even people we don't know. So the ladies' room is the one that always, you have to turn the lights off every night 3 times. Like every single night you close. You'll turn them off, they come back on your final check, you have to turn them off again. So they make you do a final check. It's always in 3s.
Three incidences, 3 whispers, somebody calling your name 3 times, or 3 knocking sounds.
All night long, just like that. Does it come in 3s?
Yeah. Anything that comes in 3s would be a mockery to Christianity.
The lights in here are the ones that you have to turn off 3 times every night. It's only
is
this
the
one.
actual switch
Yeah.
go back up, or is it?
No.
Does it rotate?
It'll be like that.
So it's physically pushed
Physically down.
Huh.
Well, I'll turn it down. It'll be physically back up. 3rd time I get to go home. I can't say it any more plain than that. Everybody that's worked here has seen that door open on its own. And that's a weighted kitchen door. That door probably weighs 60 pounds. When it opens this way. So you see, if I push it, it doesn't come all the way back. You have to actually push it for it to come
And
out.
that's a heavy door.
That's a heavy door.
So it opens all the way.
It'll open this way out.
Just
Whenever
as
the
if
other
somebody
way
was
goes this
walking
way.
through.
Like somebody came walking through.
Huh.
The one area that got my staff's attention was, they brew tea every morning, obviously. So I don't know if you've ever worked in a restaurant, but like the big commercial tea machines, it's a hand filter that has a huge handle on it. It's about this big. And we're all standing at the front door. We have an open kitchen. You can see everything 10 minutes before we open. Nobody's there. And it literally shot 6 feet down the kitchen line. This is what I was telling you about. That's 2 pounds of product right here. When we found it, it was all the way over there. All the way on the other side of the line. We were standing
So
at the
did
front
anyone
door.
see it get thrown, or
Yeah, it just shot straight out. There's
like
not a
while
spring.
everybody was working? Or?
Yeah, we were standing at the front door right there, right that glass door behind you. There's no spring in here, nothing. There's no mechanism. So one of the pictures they had is, I'm always in my office. They find all sorts of stuff buzzing around my head, but that's not the first time I hear that. But you hear your name in the middle of the night here all the time. But the deaths, the workers' deaths, one happened in the restaurant next door. I think it was a machining accident. And then the other one, a gentleman had a heart attack. They found his body in the freezer. My restaurant's in the freezer. But the murders in the 90s, that's the big thing. That was, I think the gentleman was convicted of 4 murders right here along the railroad tracks.
Okay, this is actually where rumor has it that they did find bodies. Body here, and blood splattered on the wall, but it's been redone. You were coming from this angle and working here, and I was just shooting random pictures. I don't know if I shot some down that way, and I shot some down this way, and that's when we got an image of who we believe is John Williams, the murderer of the 4 prostitutes that were killed in this area here.
So you think they're the ones haunting the place?
We got one named Deb out of the EVPs, and Deb is also the name of one of our investigators, and it also happens to be one of the names of the 4 girls who were murdered on the premise here. So we don't really know. Yeah.